Thanks for staying with us. It's Talking Solutions. I'm your host, Terrie Springs. Got a couple things to talk about. Got a couple things coming up this next week we want to fill you in on. The second annual Pawn Stars Poker Run for the Epilepsy Foundation of Nevada. We'll get to that shortly. But first, let's start with Goodwill's Blue Party. Have you heard about that? Kathy Top is here, plus clothing designer Sharon St.Laurent. Kathy, every time I think of Goodwill, I can't help but think about jobs.
Well, it's all about jobs. Exactly.
But you've got other ways of also making money, and I want to hear about this whole Blue Party because I've heard a little bit about this, and it's coming up October 2nd, and that's why we have Sharon St.Laurent in-house. Yes, this is my simple explanation of this. The clothing items that are already in the Goodwill stores, the stuff I love to go in and look at and buy, is exactly what Sharon got a hold of, and it's got to do with the Blue Party. What is the Blue Party, Kat?
The Blue Party is a night of original runway fashion, live music, live art, all under the stars at the World Market Center in downtown Las Vegas. It's Friday, October 2nd. Tickets are priced for the average person. You don't have to be a huge funder to come and enjoy the night. They start at $35, and it's our major fundraiser of the year. So we've been telling everyone to get your blue on. We've got 7 designers. Sharon is one of them, who we gave some Goodwill gift cards to, and she went shopping at the Goodwill stores to find the raw materials to create a totally original collection with 6 looks, right? 6 looks? They will be debuting at this runway fashion show at World Market Center. We are so excited.
Sharon, first of all, tell me, how did you get into designing? Because obviously that's your passion.
It's been a thrill for me to have this opportunity, first of all, to be a part of the Goodwill Blue Party and to be able to express my creativity in designing and redesigning and repurposing different items from the stores. It's been like a fun shopping spree.
But you've really made beautiful, beautiful clothing out of Goodwill finds.
Oh, it's been exciting to go in and pick up wedding dresses and and be able to redesign them and put a little extra glitz and glamour and sparkle and dazzle to the items. I'm having a lot of fun being creative, and I just love it. It's been great to work with the people too. They've been so sweet and helpful.
It's like Project Runway.
Oh, but it's the local version.
Right. It's like Project Runway goes Goodwill.
Yeah.
And so we actually had a launch party that Sharon was at our Deja Blue Boutique in Summerlin, which is our high-end boutique, where we got a sneak peek of some of the fashions. And I got an opportunity to get to know Sharon a little bit more. And Sharon herself has a great story of retraining, basically.
Yeah.
Which is what Goodwill's about.
Yes. I've recently returned to school with an amazing opportunity to challenge my skills while most of my friends are retiring at my age. I was in that kind of position you were talking about earlier where I couldn't get work. And I had years of training and wonderful jobs and skills. There just wasn't anything. And I hit rock bottom. I felt like I was going to have to go out on the streets with a sign. It was that bad. So I just got this opportunity to go back to school and retrain. It was for the Art Institute. I was able to take all kinds of current training and teaching classes so that new doors would open up for me for designing and fashion. And I never expected that. It's kind of like going back to the whole circle of life in your 60s. I just started when I created and sewed Barbie doll clothes in my early childhood. And in the 60s, all the girls wanted a Barbie doll. I mean, that was a really big deal back then. And my parents could only afford the doll. And they told me that in order to give me the doll, I had to agree to making its clothes. That's where I got my fashion design start. And my mom actually taught me how to do some little things. And later on, I was able to take some advanced classes, learn to tailor and make family clothes. And then I went on to working for the Bon Marché and Nordstrom's in retail. I loved it. Now I feel like I've kind of gone back the whole circle and I've been sewing and designing again. I've worked at the shows here in Las Vegas. Oh my gosh, I was so excited. I had an opportunity to design and create Vegas the Show and different costume costumes on different stages here in Las Vegas for the last 6 years. And my honey's an entertainer, and so he's the one that connected me into wardrobe for Saks Productions. My honey, he works on stage there, and he happened to run into the head of wardrobe. So it was exciting to get my foot in the door. And then I started working with these high-end designers that made Elvis and Celine Dion and Bette Midler, all these famous people's costumes. Oh my gosh, I'm just a little grain of sand. I hardly know nothing compared to them. And so I wanted to learn more about how to refine my skills. So I went back to school and started learning how to design and create and make patterns and do all kinds of interesting things, and actually got hired as an assistant in the sewing department and just fell in love with the staff and the students. It was so fun learning the current trends and how these children, I call them children, but they're young adults.
They're all children to me too. I hear you.
I just love their ideas. This has just been really fun to explore and bring out that creativity for Goodwill.
And when it's a passion, it does not feel like a job.
Oh, amen.
Sharon St.Laurent, who is designing clothes for the Blue Party coming up. That is a big fundraiser for Goodwill. Also, Kathy Top in-house. Kathy, Sharon's story, I think, really syncs up with a lot of people that I know. As technology changes things, jobs come, jobs go. And I know a whole slate of people who are in their 50s or early 60s who have had an entire career, who suddenly are not quite ready to do the retirement thing, still have energy, passion, the desire to do something, but all of a sudden they're out on their butt. And they're going, what do I do now? And they come to Goodwill to find the place where they should be. And I know, Sharon, you found the place where you need to be as a designer.
You're absolutely right. And that's what this Blue Party, this night, is all about. It's to raise money. It's to raise awareness. We have fashion designers like Sharon. Actually, our youngest one is 19 years old, who have a host of different experiences and life experiences. This runway show is a major runway show. I mean, I'm telling you, this is our second year. The first year, the last Blue Party, even I, involved in Goodwill, I was just stunned. This is a big time production. We are going to have, in addition to the fashions, live music from Frankie Shinta, David Perico, Pop Strings Orchestra. We've got live painters. It's a major party to celebrate the arts, to celebrate fashion, and to celebrate what Goodwill does in this community.
I know, Sharon, you're doing some of the designing for the Blue Party. Did I hear 6 outfits?
Yes.
Were you given different categories, or they just gave you Goodwill gift cards and said, go, make it happen, girl?
They actually asked us to do 6 different designs. And if you don't mind me introducing my design line, this is pretty exciting for me. I'm creating and designing a new fashion line for Goodwill. My inspiration is the love of my life, my dearest daddy, who's deceased, who always had unconditional love for me. Of all the people in my life that have always been cheering for me, no matter what, it was my daddy. I'm dedicating this entire line of fashions to him. He was a World War II veteran, and I had the opportunity at school to learn the history of fashion. I never knew that the revolutionary fashion breakthroughs, some of the greatest designers, both in Paris and the United States, were during the 1940s and World War II. That was when fabric was limited. Everything changed then because they were using fabrics for the war. So the dresses hiked up.
Less fabric.
Less fabric, there you go. The only ones that were actually allowed to use a lot of fabric, and I didn't know this before school, was wedding dresses and funerals. Those were the only 2. So my design line has a wedding dress in it, and it has extremes, kind of like I've been my whole life, kind of an extremist. And so it depicts me really well. I chose to start my fashion line in memory of the Forerunners, and so my color palette is the patriotic color palette of red, white, and blue. This is my way of giving back to all those who have and still are fighting in our military services to help protect our wonderful nation under God.
You made your dad proud with this. You know that, don't you? And I know also that veterans are very important to Goodwill. It's a perfect pairing, and I can't wait to see your 6 designs. I'm seeing them in your portfolio. This is going to be a great feather in your cap to be able to be one of the designers, and I see that we've got 7 different designers.
And then we also have a very special collection by Aldo Mancato with some celebrity fashion models who will be walking the runway after our designers show their collections. So it's going to be exciting, original couture fashion and great times.
And a big fundraiser for Goodwill.
Absolutely. It's our biggest fundraiser of the year.
And tickets are reasonable, starting at $35.
$35.
And it's at World Market Center. I love that place.
And that $35, you do have to be 21 or older, because that $35 does include 1 free drink ticket. It's a good deal.
That's a great deal. It's the Blue Party. It's happening on Friday, October 2nd at World Market Center for Goodwill. You're going to see some amazing design work. Sharon, the thing that is just the best about this, you got your, as I should say, raw materials for your designs directly out of Goodwill stores.
Yes, it's been a great opportunity. I've had so much fun looking through their different designer clothing as well as casual clothing. It's been fun to put everything together and take it apart. And
you know, this is something that the average, I do not have the talent or the vision that Sharon has, but this is something that the average person can do too. I mean, it's all about using your imagination and repurposing. That shirt doesn't have to be just that shirt that you buy from Goodwill. It's $4.99, great deal, but maybe you could make it into a jacket, into a skirt, into something else. It's all about using your imagination, and these designers are going to astound you. It's going to be the best fashion show of the year here in Vegas.
Ideas, inspiration galore. It sounds like a really good time and a great cause, of course. Goodwill and jobs.
I did do a quick little video showing people how simple it is to redesign something and make it their own creation by just taking off buttons and adding your favorite buttons that are decorative, adding a little bit of trim, doing real simple things. It doesn't have to be complicated like I make everything.
But you got the abilities. We don't.
And 5 sewing machines.
Is the video available to be viewed anywhere?
I think they put everything on YouTube from there. And Blue Party, I think I've sent some of it to them.
We have a website for the Blue Party, which is goodwillblueparty.vegas. It has all of our designer bios and links. We actually have video of them shopping, so you'll be able to see those raw materials. And we've got information about our live music performances, our live artists, our silent auction, everything that you want to know about the Blue Party. And of course, it is the Blue Party, so if you do come, we are asking you to wear blue.
One of my favorite
Makes
colors.
sense.
Yes,
goodwillblueparty.vegas.
correct.
That's the website. I'll also put all the links on our Talking Solutions Facebook page, along with a podcast of this interview today.
That's so great. We hope everyone comes and supports our designers, supports Goodwill, and more importantly, supports the community and people in this community who really do need just a hand up. And that's what we do.
It's Goodwill, helping with jobs, helping our veterans, helping in this case with the Blue Party, budding designers like Sharon.
My story is a different rags to riches because I take someone else's rags and make them into riches. I've been able to live out my dreams by being able to donate my time, my heart, and soul into this beautiful project to give back to our community with Goodwill.
The Blue Party is coming up Friday, October 2nd, happening at the World Market Center. If you want more information, check out the website, goodwillblueparty.vegas. Thanks for coming in to join us today on Talking Solutions, Sharon and Kathy, and have a great event.